Alright, finally. Welcome to the stream, everybody. What are we watching? We are watching a nuclear plant enhanced by a biter base that gives it extra power, as everybody knows. And we legitimately built this in this world, next to all these lovely behemoth johnnies who are screaming at the top of their lungs. But somehow they're not attacking it, not even that damaged raider over there. It was just poor collateral damage. Oh yeah, we only have 720p today. The stream, my internet connection is not as good here as I thought it would be, so to prevent any problems ahead of time, I switched down to 720p just to make sure we hopefully have a stable stream. Still might not be stable. If it goes horribly wrong, then just so be it. We'll have to postpone it, but I really wanted to get a good stream in this week after also not managing it yesterday. I've been having a bunch of different problems which all conspired against me this week. Yeah, no F1 spoilers. Spoilers. Very excellent spelling on my behalf. If you need to ask what is F1, then you don't need to be scared to give me any spoilers. Thanks everybody for resubscribing. Jaap Marcus with the bingo. You can play the bingo game. I do a lot of repetitively stupid stuff and it's all on the bingo chart, so you can entertain yourself with that while the stream is going on. Thanks well Eveson for the 22 months. Yeah, that is crazy. 2 years, man. I'm coming up on my 2 years anniversary. You were there from the very beginning, from my very first month. December 2023? Question mark. Holy moly. And Odium as well, thanks for the moderation first and foremost, and for subscribing every time as well. So yeah, 720p it is today. Is the stuff on the screen readable? I ask while there is nothing on the screen to read. Like, is this stuff readable, or should I, because it's 720p, do something like this? That is probably a bit over the top. But this might be slightly bigger. Readable-ish. Not really readable. Alright, we'll try to play like this then today. Why do I have a steel chestband? Oh, that's my stuff on Vulcanus. Alright. My stuff on Vulcanus is above this thing, so I can delete that. Oh, this is a little bit annoying to have so much screen clutter, but I guess we're gonna keep it for today's stream. Of course we're gonna keep this screen clutter up here. We got it last stream. We destroyed the single biter base that we were gonna destroy on Norvis, as well as the walls. The biter base took 2 hits to destroy. The walls took only 1, so we've got this guy roaming around now. Hopefully that guy won't despawn, but I don't have high hopes of this guy not despawning. He is still moving though. Why is he still moving? Maybe because the turret is still there. That means we gotta keep the turret there. Okay, he stopped moving. We'll see how that goes, but he's probably not attached to anything anymore. Yeah, he is attached to something there. It's like gathering for something or whatever. Group behavior waiting. Okay, he's waiting. I think he's gathering for an attack, to be honest. Okay, he might despawn then. Anyway, that's not very important. What is important is that we are ready, basically. We have researched artillery. Now we just need to build artillery. Put it on this giant spaceship, the Bringer of Independence, which we built last stream as well. Which has what everybody loves most about spaceships. It's belt weaving. So we need to produce 10,000 artillery shells somehow on Vulcanus and launch them up to this ship. That should hopefully be enough to complete Gleba in one single try. We also need to automate nuclear fuel, although maybe I'll just make a bunch of them instead of really automating it, because we're not really spending that much, especially when we are just in orbit. So that is our mission for today. Fly this thing to Vulcanus and load it up with artillery shells. He is the attack group, yeah. He's not joining the attack group. Alright, I think we are ready to start then. I got a bunch of tiny tasks we need to do on Norvis before actually going away. Let's go quickly over them. I forgot this last time, but I really want to upgrade my military science cliff over here to Mark III assemblers, despite not having beacons and like lower pollution or like more efficient production ratio going on where we need less machinery. The science cliffs are nice, they're just gonna stay as is, and we now have the power to upgrade these assemblers and just waste huge amounts of power on military science, thanks to that new nuclear plant we had in the intro. So that's something I want to do. We'll need 56 Mark III assemblers and I suppose over 200 Mark III productivity modules, which we do have now. We have automated those things in our mall. I'm gonna call this a mall. You might not call this a mall. Can I get this away? So yeah, those are automatically topped off whenever I need some. If we have less than 500 in the network, those things will switch on again, so they will switch on again. And we are still automatically producing all the rare and uncommon quality chips. I've added these to the network and brought some... I did some like tedious chest hauling, like 2 or 3 minutes of tedious chest hauling before starting the stream earlier today. What else is there to do? Not much else. I was thinking about updating the nuclear plant to have green chests. I don't know why I didn't do that. It has blue chests. It obviously should have green chests. But maybe that's a semantic we'll keep for when we are not trying to invade the planet. Alright. I think we'll just get going then. This is CRX. There's not a lot of those who are willing to watch a Factorio stream with you anyway, so don't feel too sad. Right. I have a mall now, so we can do this. 56 of those. Those are not being made automatically though. So that's not gonna work. Right, so maybe do I automate those? I mean, we got the chests for those. Automating those is not really in the scope of what I need to do right now. We need to get to this artillery stuff. But it is very annoying that I need to make the Mark 1s, the Mark 2s and the Mark 3s. This is not great for the bitrate, I suppose. Alright. I guess we could automate them. And just have like a couple hundred sitting in a network ready. Now we don't have a lot of gears, that might be a bottleneck. I should have done the iron chesting, that should have been iron gears, that was probably a mistake. Instead of just upcycling the iron and trashing the iron again, I should have been making gears. And just trashing the Mark II quality gears again, probably. Alright, let's just have a quick thing. Do I need those things for anything before we are going to Gleba? I know my Gleban science design, which we already made I don't know how long ago, is actually pretty outdated. We have only Mark II modules. We have Mark 3 speeds available now. And we also have Mark 3 assemblers, and if I remember correct, we have... I was gonna say Mark 2 assemblers in there, but it's all biochambers, so nothing is really changing here then. So we don't really need Mark 3 assemblers for Gleba then. Especially not for the intro. Alright, I'll just make him straight up. Let's automate him. We'll automate him. Automation. This is a game about automation. I know that. You know that. Let's also grab me some of those modules then. Zippity zip. We should have a bunch of modules coming in from the bottom. Alright. So, let's first of all then we change this recipe to uncommon iron gear instead of iron chest. I guess we'll still keep it if we have less than 100k iron. Then I guess we should be requesting not the chests, but iron gears here. How many of those do we have anyway? 32k? I think those can just be sent to the network for now. But then again, I need to start this up to... No more iron chests. Alright. And then we can set this machine to only enable if we have less than... if we have over, let's say, 24k gears in the system. So we'll get some iron from that. That will switch on these things again. We'll get some rare gears out of that as well. And since we want to switch this on, let's spend some iron on making quality gears, I suppose. Alright. It's not great, but it's something. Right, then we need to automate all 3 levels of assembly machines. And those cannot have productivity modules in them. So that's why we grab the efficiency. I guess let's... I cannot automatically change those out, that's a problem. So I guess I'll keep some with efficiency and some without. Oh, this is gonna request way too many things. Can I press the right key? No, I can't. There we go. Alright, so let's put that out of range. Yeah, that is way too much. There's like 9, 5 and 3. I guess we'll tune that down quite a bit. Before copying that on these 2 chests. I guess we can follow the same restriction for here. Five gears. And I guess all of those. Alright. So that should automate these things. There we go. I guess we can set these up the same way. Sure. Alright. And then we just gotta set some conditions on those so we don't overproduce. So this one is only enabled if we have less than 50 in the network. Don't think we need to keep a stock of those. Unrequested chests, they are no longer considered part of the network, I'm pretty sure. We might actually need those at some point, so let's go with actual number. And these, we want maybe 200 of those in stock. Right, we've automated something in our mall. I'm pretty sure we're gonna run out of gears quickly though. All those things require a lot of gears and I didn't have that many to begin with. Yeah, we already spent 20% of our gears, I think. We had 1.5k, now we've got 1.2. Sure. So we need to automate rare quality gears, perhaps. We can request all of those. And only let it work if we have less than 2k gears. At least these have productivity, so that is something. But this is a little bit dangerous. Where's my mouse cursor? I think we also want to set up these. So we don't spend all of our iron. I don't know, I think I don't want to spend too much iron. So only if we have more than 32k we can spend iron on gears. Alright, that should keep the assemblers flowing. Now we should automatically get these things in here. Problem, I don't have storage for Mark 1 assemblers. I do have an empty chest row over there. This might go wrong. I'm just gonna try to do this. I think this is all set to trash unrequested, so if I just copy this entire set and paste it over here, this set, everything should magically move. Oh, it works. Right, that's nice. And then here we should go Mark 1s. Trash unrequested. Okay, so those will be sorted now as well. Okay, that went way better than I thought it would, except this part apparently. Because here trash unrequested is not on. Alright. Nice. Okay, that went well. How many do I have already? 20? 42. We need 56, I think. What are we missing? We're missing... We're not missing anything. We're missing the fake chest. Alright. We were preparing for concrete as well. Somewhere over here. That probably got gridlocked. How much do we have? 195. We are looking for at least 240. So I think we'll just take all of this. And throw that back in the silo. We are anyway grabbing that from space. I think that should get us our rare quality iron ore. Alright, my logistics are on, so that automatically got trashed. Okay. $54, 2 more. I just hope I configure this correctly, because if I didn't, we're gonna spend all of our resources on assemblers. That's the danger of automation instead of hand feeding. If you hand feed, you precisely control everything. 56, we got him. Then we just need a bunch of modules, at least 200. And we are ready to upgrade military science. What's the power situation now? 1 gigawatt. And these things do 270 kilowatts each. Okay, we're doing about 806 military science a minute. 805, 806, already for the last 10 hours continuously. So let's see what the effect is. We're basically going to be consuming the same amount of resources. Why is this not backed up? We're going to be consuming the same amount of resources and just turning it into more science. So technically, we should be getting... This should be 720 or close to it. Looks like we are exactly underproducing a little bit in the red ammo department here. That is not backed up. Grenades are for some reason. And the new assemblers are gonna have 36% productivity bonus, so we should get up to almost 1000 science per minute. Almost, but not quite 1000 science per minute. I see a pattern here. Alright. Why not use quality modules for assembler tree crafting? I cannot get epic quality anyway, so there is no point really. Alright. These take 1.28 megawatts, so that's basically 1 extra megawatt per assembler. That's 56 extra megawatts overall. It's not nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it is no longer as critical as it once was. I think we can just force this. Right. So we should get up to 977 for the same resource investment, and maybe I can fix something over here. So this is backed up. Yellow ammo is not backed up apparently. Why do? Okay, these are backed up with iron. So this goes to grenade. We need a guaranteed belt for grenades. I suppose I could just put a single splitter here. Output priority to the right, and here we take input priority from the left, and that will send any surplus iron from this belt at least into ammo. Oh, we see immediately this starts to back up now. So with a little bit of luck That'll do it. I think yeah, we see the tiniest bit of yeah, we were at 359 a minute, not at 360 a minute. So there was a tiny little bit of iron was off there. But it looks like now we're going to be overcompensating a bit, so that is good. More military science, more better. So we're gonna do artillery on Vulcanus and just send it into space. Oh, and there come... Okay, let's try to repair this actually without the laser turret shenanigans. I can be the distraction. Okay, that went better than I hoped. Or not than I hoped, than I thought. Alright, that's another task done. Okay, so what is the plan for Vulcanus then? We want to make artillery turrets. I'm thinking 20, that's 2 stacks. I think they stack to 10. And I think I want to make rare turrets for the extra range. It's going to be nice to have extra range on Gleba. Especially the manual range. That's like 3... That's 3 extra chunks of range, 3.5 even. So that's not nothing. We don't need to research it then. So we already had prepared this in rare quality. I got the iron to make refined concrete. So I guess we're making refined concrete on Novice. Right, so 20 turrets is 1200 refined concrete, which is 2400 regular concrete, which is 240 iron ore, and that is the amount I had in here, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, yeah, it has stopped. But I think it makes sense to bring the other stuff to Novice though, to make the actual artillery turrets, since we have this on Novice, we have these on Novice. These launch per 250 and these launch per 100. And again, here we have a good rocket silo infrastructure set up, and on Vulcanus not so much. So I think we're just switching this off. Right. Throw this back in there. Right, and that's our 240 rare ore. Suppose the rest just goes in the network for now. We're gonna need 1200 rare bricks as well. I'm not sure we've got those. Oh, we do. Alright, so that's our concrete, basically. I guess we can also do the refined concrete step. Which means our 2400 concrete needs 480 steel. Oh, that's a lot of stuff actually. Alright, I cannot math anymore. We got 2400 concrete. We will need 120 steel for that. And almost 1,000 rare sticks. Yeah, I definitely don't have those. I don't need to have those in stock at all, really. Okay, I'm gonna hand feed that. Okay, that's gonna get sent away automatically. Okay, I think we're at the iron limit here. Yeah, we are at the iron limit. How's it going? That is costing me a lot, man. Alright, we got 72 of those, so that's something at least. I feel like I'm losing my grip on the carefully controlled resource amounts we have been building up all game with this automation stuff. And this chance, you cannot touch the UNESCO World Heritage. The garbage is a part of the UNESCO part on Vulcanus. For those of you who didn't watch it, the person is referring to this UNESCO World Heritage site. 24,000 pieces of carbon on the ground. The demolisher destroyed cliff opening in the picture. That's gonna stay. Alright, so I'm just gonna request all those iron sticks to here. We need like 1,000 of them. And we'll see how far we get, but I think a couple stacks of iron plates in there and we should be good. Steel should be easier. It was just 120 steel, we'll grab 200. Alright, we've got our sticks, so let's stop making them. Okay, now the bots are stealing the rest of them. 1200 sticks, okay. Good stuff. Okay, we are ready to make the concrete, and I think we'll just launch the concrete to Vulcanus, make the artillery turrets there as well. Because we'll probably have to wait for the production of the shells. I did have a nice temporary normal concrete section here. Guess we can change that for rare quality concrete again. And then I can simply quarter stack my way into doing it right. 60 and 60 and 60. Alright. I think we're taking the regular concrete out of here. Yes, this is gonna take a bit of time. Okay, let's need water as well. This temporary pipe can go. So now we are direct feeding that in there. Of course we have an off by 1 error. I need to do this by hand because if I enable the bots, they'll actually deconstruct those things above, which I don't want. Alright, this was so temporary that I didn't even make neat power lines or whatever. So by the same logic, we should be able to quarter stack our iron sticks in here. Put those things in there. And I guess we can just output the concrete in the supply chests again. And that should work. And that's all I need to do for the concrete for the artillery turrets, I believe. We can collect the processing units and gears and send them up to the ship as well. Refined concrete for RT turrets on a Vulc. Okay, there we go. These are going to be much faster. But since we need 20, I think it's gonna be fine. Alright, we'll just leave those 3 chests there as well for now. Let's get out of here. If you use foundry recipe for concrete, right. I forgot about that, but yeah. Let me actually check that out. If I open it once, I will remember it better for the next time. Then we just need the rare quality bricks, I suppose. The iron ore is not really the most difficult thing to get anyway. But yeah, we would have gotten the 50% productivity on that. That is for sure. Alright. The other things for the artillery turrets. So we want 800 iron gears. I'm curious if we have any left over after doing that shenanigans with the assemblers here. We are still making them. Okay, we still do have some. But we need 800 of those for the artillery turrets. 200 blue chips. I think that was it. $200 blue chips, 800 of those. Those we are making. Those we are making. I guess we'll just manually launch those up. To the bringer of independence. And once the concrete's ready, we can also launch that up. Alright, we'll see how that goes. I think we'll be fine. This is getting cleaned out quite nicely. Alright, anything else? So 20 turrets, and then the shells we are making there, that can be regular quality shells. Calcite and tungsten plates will be used from Vulcanus itself. The radars we can just make on location. The explosives we can either send or make on location as well. We'll probably just make them on location. It's a little bit inefficient, but it's only one load of 10,000 artillery shells. That's like 10 artillery shells in a normal playthrough, if you disregard the 1000 times science cost multiplier, so it shouldn't be too expensive in the grand scheme of things. So I think we are ready then. Wait, we did need to redistribute this over here. Since this chest is slowly filling up. Let's just request 500. And hopefully we'll be back before this is filled up and all of these are filled up. Then we have a problem. Actually, it kind of occurs to me I'm making a mistake. I'm trying to get Vulcanus to... I was testing Vulcanus. What is the power situation on Vulcanus? The power situation is that we are using the accumulators. Our steam turbines are probably not doing enough power then. I have selected a technology which we not necessarily need, but which both use purple and metallurgic science packs, which are both produced here, so everything is running. The thing is, I'm going to need to borrow these things to make artillery shells. We are making 1.9k per minute. So it's just a couple minutes worth of tungsten production, really. 10,000. I think we need 40,000. That's 20 minutes worth of tungsten production, but we need to stop producing science packs then. So I guess we need to actually switch into a tech that does not require metallurgic science, I think, because that frees up the tungsten. And it also frees up the coal, which we can use to make explosives. I guess we can just leech off of it anyway with priority to... Yeah, maybe I shouldn't worry. I do need to worry though because of the power. We don't have power access. For now, wait, I need it to flow because of this. We need to produce the quality tungsten, at least until we have 1200 of these things, which we do not have. We don't. 700. Yeah, okay, so we need to keep this on for a bit. So we want a technology that uses orange but not purple. I don't have those anymore, I just have Gleba explosives. I guess we'll keep it on and try to make a energy efficient production for artillery shells, that could be okay as well. Okay, this one is flying to Northeast. Doesn't seem like we have time to load all of the signs on board. We have got the achievement, yes. Fast and further finishing research is definitely possible. We are researching 3 techs at the same time, actually 4. This one is also... that we could research lab speed 4 or something. No, we don't. We might be researching nuclear fuel reprocessing though, since we need that to keep the nuclear plant going. Last thing we need to do is probably make a bunch of... Ooh, 75. 6.5k remaining. We're probably not going to get to 80, but we do have our 40 to start the enrichment process. Do we need that? How much time is this thing going to fly? It's just going to fly to Gleba. It's going to fly to Vulcanus, then wait there for the shells, fly to Gleba, and wait there. I think we'll be good on nuclear power, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not too sure I should be worried about that. We could make a couple extra. Looks like one of the plastic ships is here. Our coal savings on Vulcanus in action. I will make some nuclear fuel cells. I made 200 for the ship. Let's make another 800. I'll just make him in here. We can do 5, right? 5 per assembler. Alright, that is fuel. How is the concrete done? Oh, that was fast. Guess we gotta wait for that plastic shenanigans to finish. Looks like I did some miscalculations here. At least all the concrete is spent. $1,200 is enough for 20 turrets. Sure. Good enough. We will leave this here. I guess we can request that up to the ship. It's 12 launches. It's not the end of the world. Alright, I guess we don't have a free rocket silo at the moment, but the bots will bring that up to the ship. Still 75. Alright. Fuel cells should be done. And we'll just leave those here. Okay, the concrete is getting loaded. So if we leave the fuel cells here, then we should be good. Because we will be requesting fuel if we ever drop below 40. We can send down the depleted uranium fuel cells as well, automatically. Guess let's do that. We can not put those in there. Because those are sent down to the hub down here. I guess we can then let it get landed in here. There we go. Alright, so that's fuel cells automated. Ish. Hey, thanks Fantanizer. For the 1.5 year of subscriptions, thanks a bunch. Yeah, we are a little bit ahead of the YouTube series now, but we're catching up. The next episode is on Patreon now, and oh boy, it's got some actual progress. You won't believe how much progress we're making in the next episode. Oh, hey Dosh, I saw you had a new video on Satisfactory. I didn't watch it, I never played it myself either, so if I ever do it, I'll try to keep myself spoiler free as well. Progress. And now I'm thinking of reasons to not go to Vulcanus to make the artillery stuff, but I think we're out of reasons. We did all that we need to do. All the concrete is on board. Let me just quickly check in my notes if I have anything in there. To further procrastinate, I think no. No, we're ready. We need to go. Just need to go. I have one more thing to do. If we have gears. Which we don't. I want rare raiders for Gleba. And rare solar panels actually. Like 100 of each. That's going on the same ship, so we might as well make them now. Alright, 100 rare raiders, that is 500 gears, right? So I'll just have to manually throw some in here. And those are for my personal use. That's the problem with that automation, man. It just spends everything. My gear income is quite low. I only have gears coming in from making engines for bot frames, really, which is just only a tiny amount. Alright. That's not enough gears. Alright, for the rest we need rare iron and some circuits. Five. We can do 5. I need 1,000 iron. And 500 circuits, 500 gears. Like I said, all the gears have been consumed by normal person automation, which is why I don't like normal person automation. How far are we anyway with these assemblers? Let's make that less so we stop consuming. We are going to be consuming for those. Let's also make these less then. Alright. So I'm going to have to get used to not having iron gears. As any of those are immediately picked up. That's going to be fairly fast. Alright, so we got solar panels and radars to send to the spaceship as well. Actually, I don't remember if I need anything else for my Gleba strategy. I just remember these things. I think the rest we can probably make there. My strategy for Gleba is really... there's not all that much to it, really. The solar panels and the radars, they are not like an essential part of the strategy, but we are gonna need them to know what's going on. Alright. There goes those things. And I think now we are really out of procrastinations. Except, let's do something which I should have done a while ago. Especially now I got a giant bot range. Look at all these happy fish swimming in these nice blue ponds. I know a place where they would be happier. I haven't even taken the time to do any of this. There's just one guy in there. That guy can stay. We'll grab these guys. We need to bring some offerings. This entire lake fits into my Roboport range. Alright. $800 GB. All space age footage. I got in trouble with my last episode. It's 20 minutes long, and all the raw footage I recorded for it was like 500 something gigabytes. And I actually had to delete files from my computer so I could export the episode. It was not great. Alright, that's not a great haul. 140 raw fish. But they would be much happier here with all their bodies in this nice green lake. Green means there's food and stuff. Green is a good color. All the activists love to use it. Let's throw it in there. And now we're up to 2.6k fish. Yeah, still child's numbers, but we don't have the time, man. We've got a planet to invade. Let's rebalance the inventory. I'm gonna keep that one in the inventory as well, so I remember to do something with it. Alright. And then we're off. All I need to take is my armor. So here we go. Johnnies, get ready. It is your time to shine again. First though, we'll send up the armor. Just research fish breeding. It's 1000 times science cost, man. You gotta find loopholes to do those kind of things. Alright. And then it's just me. And of course, I now realize I forgot to put away my ammo and guns. Or at least the ammo. At least I still have logistics slots off, so that's something. Right, I am empty. It is time to go. We're gonna do it. Simple Norwegian tasks done. Let's go make RT on Vulc. Although there is one more question. I remember the numbers weren't really that favorable for launching up stuff. Do I want more rocket silos? Do I want I was gonna hijack these rocket silos. We're making everything here except for electric engines. We have blue chips, steel we can easily make, pipes and concrete are makeable as well. So maybe, just maybe I'll grab like 1000 electric engines. $400 per rocket. We'll grab 800 electric engines and send them over to Vulcanus. Let's do 2400 in case we want to make more silos. Those are the hard part, I think. We can also bring those up. If we decide to make separate rocket silos, then at least we have the engines there to do it. And the rest is fairly easy to make locally. So I think that's a good addition. Alright, unfortunately none of these rocket silos are fit for personal space travel. We'll be following shortly. Here we go. Johnny's wish us luck. This is the best rocket silo I ever built. Yeah, let's drink something. Correct. Is it automatically translated now? That is so bad. Right, we're on board. Now we get to watch the wonderful speed control mechanics of this ship, which of course will get better over time. We don't have any pumps. Well, it's a lie, we do have pumps, but they're not really connected to anything. We don't have any speed control. We just go with this ship. We just go. We don't care about asteroids. We can just go full speed. I'm sure this laser ship will survive. Alright, we're slowing down without our speed controls. That means the pipes are empty. And now we're going to be limited by the production speed of the fuel, which is controlled by what kind of speed modules are in the beacon. That is our speed control. So by the time we get to the asteroid part, we have slingshotted about halfway with maximum speed, and now we have automatically slowed down because all the pipes are empty and we are limited by the production speed, which is controlled by this beacon, and we've got stuff on board to change that out later once we get some more damage upgrades. But currently our damage upgrades can barely deal with the asteroid density as is, so that's why there's only one speed module in there. You can see how close it is. Anyway, the travel times have actually shortened quite a bit since our first endeavors in the space voyage, so pretty nice. Right, and this ship is going to be the Gleba science ship as well, because the speed control and the slingshot is pretty... that will synergize pretty nice with the spoilage of the Gleba science packs. Right, we have arrived at Vulcanus. Nothing is happening. Hopefully this will be happening at some point. For now though, we just need to send down what we have here. Gotta be careful though, because if there's no space... in here... Okay, there is a lot of space in here. It gets dumped on the ground, but if there's no space to dump it on the ground, it's just gonna despawn. So... we'll send down those. And those. And those. All of the engines. The radars and solar panels stay on board, and my armor gets sent down as well. We're gonna stay a while, I suppose, this time. And we'll drop down. Will we unpin the achievement? I'm gonna try not to. I actually, after last stream, when we did get the achievement, I doubled my Factorio installation. I copied the entire installation into a new folder. Because for recording I don't want to have it pinned. And you cannot pin achievements which you already have gotten. So if I unpin it now, there's no way to get it back, I believe. You can only pin stuff which is not achieved yet. Not even stuff which you cannot get this playthrough, so we're gonna try to keep it there. Alright. Arrived on Vulcanus with a purpose. Let's go to that steel chest where supposedly my inventory is supposed to be. 918. We just need 1200. I guess we can keep producing them for like fusion reactors and stuff in the future, perhaps. That would be well. So we'll just keep this on. We've got plenty of these things already. It does not fit. Okay. It does. I guess the engines we can just put away for now. That depends on if we are actually going to be using extra rocket silos or no. Then this is artillery turret stuff. These things. These things. These things. 60, 40 and 10. Just keep thinking I have the wrong ratio, but I think it's alright. It does look alright, we just need those. We can make a stack already actually, just to look at the range. Let's do that. No, we'll wait until we have them all. Alright. Okay, let's clean the inventory. I think we gotta do that. We have no bots here, so that's a little bit meh. Oh, we got the blue belts now here, that's pretty sweet. I don't think there's much to clean actually. Alright. So how do we even approach this? We gotta make 10,000 artillery shells. And they gotta be launched into orbit with rocket silos. And we can launch 10 artillery shells per launch. That's 1,000 launches. I suppose we can just borrow or tap into the rocket parts we were making already. I'm not sure I can sustain production for if I make like 4 more rocket silos or something, so maybe we'll just borrowing these silos and just temporarily switch to a technology which does not require any of the science packs we are producing here. What is our buffer anyway? We got like 160k science packs here, which is if we divide it by 1800 SPM, which we are consuming, that's an hour and a half of science in the buffer. So we might be able to interrupt these silos for that long. If I just request even more science packs, will that help me? I got another, like, potentially another 100k on board of these ships. Alright. So, okay, let's see, 1000 rocket launches. And we can launch a rocket, we can launch 2 rockets a minute. It's slightly more, but let's pretend it's 2. That is 500 minutes of launching rockets. Or over 8 hours of launching rockets to get the 1000 rocket launches for the artillery shells into space. From 1 rocket silo. So using 4 rocket silos still means we need 2 hours. We need to borrow the silos for 2 hours. We had 1.5 hours of leniency. We can keep production going if I just load more science on the ships for now. Do we have space for that? I think we should have space for that. Yeah, we still have a good amount of space, so let's make a backup of this blueprint with the old schedule, because this might be a bad idea. Load science buffer on haulers. That way we can borrow those rocket silos to launch up the shells for 2 hours after we get to the point where we can produce them non-stop. But 2 hours sounds plausible. In that case, I'm not even what is the other? Where's the other ship? The other ship is in flight. How much calcite do we have? 6.8k. Right, so if I up this number, then I also need to up this number probably. It was 40k at some point. It was calibrated around 40k. Let's go 80k on board. And we'll use this one 30k. So that is 600 slots. 400 and 400. So that's 1400 slots. 1400 inventory slots. And we've got 1660. Oh, we also have the plastics. It might not fit then. Alright. I think we cannot really do that then. We just don't have the space on the ship. Is it really necessary? I could just make the ships fly on the 1200 second schedule instead and just request more science packs on board without increasing calcite, and then they will just slowly get more science on board with every stop. I think that might be the way to go. How is this looking when it's full of stuff? We have no plastics on board. Am I not bringing enough plastics? Oh no, we are not bringing enough plastics, I think. Oh, we also need to up the plastics then. Oh god. Why is 60k plastics not enough though? Alright, we are arriving with the plastics. I think we're just gonna launch all of the plastics at the same time though. Okay, I think I should probably not mess with the ship schedule too much, to be honest then. I'm just getting myself into trouble. Everything is like balanced around each other. I already like upped science from 40 to 50k without changing anything else, and looks like we now have a plastic shortage, so let's not mess with this. We'll just hope that everything works itself out. That is the way to do things. Right. I'm still gonna borrow these silos, man. The science graph is kind of holy, but we can we can just research something else to keep the 2k SPM number going up there for 2 hours. Even if it's just something like weapon shooting speed 3 and 4, it doesn't even require blue signs. It probably need that to fly to Aquilo or something anyway, because base rocket turrets, I think they shoot only like once a second or maybe even less. Rocket launcher 1 per second. A rocket turret half a rocket a second, so just getting these 2 weapon shooting speed damage upgrades in there basically already more than doubles that. 120% bonus. Yeah, that sounds like a welcome idea. Right, we don't have more power. Okay, there goes the accumulators again. Is that just a nighttime effect? Alright, it didn't dip completely below. I think it synchronizes with the rocket launches. This is not great. I guess this all switches on as well. All the rocket producing stuff switches on. Alright, so I'm counting 2 hours from 4 rocket silos, launching at maximum speed, so without the cargo doors closing, which these silos can do. Do we go in editor mode to design this? Let's try not, but let's say we've got those things here. We got the trees in the way as well, which I don't really want to deconstruct. No, you not get to build anything. So we basically can just get the artillery shells on these belts instead of the science packs. I think we're going into editor mode. Let's make a separate save. And I can at least we can get rid of these trees for now. And we can do convenient stuff like just switch on the global power network. We can also see then if we make a copy of this, if we actually get into trouble with our... it appears we do. Okay, there we go, now it's charging. But it was not even night, I don't think. So if we do the double rocket silo thing, the rocket silos themselves do only 800 kilowatts. They are minus 80% energy consumption thanks to the efficiency beacons. The main problem is too many beacons. That is 60 times 300 kilowatt. That's 18 megawatts. That shouldn't be a problem. 18 megawatts. Apparently we do have a problem. Yeah, launching the components into space does save a bunch of launches, but not really enough for it to matter. I did the maths in Excel at some point. I need 1000 launches. If I would send the components, it would be 540 launches. Unless I manufacture stuff like radars in space, then it could be less. But it's still in the hundreds of launches. So doing hundreds of launches with, and then just making the ship a lot more complicated, a lot bigger. You need to defend more, etc., etc. Everything needs to be more. Or just take the extra rocket launch cost and don't do any of that stuff and just store the shells on a belt straight from the hub. I chose for the second option here. It seems the most simple one. Alright, so let's give myself the editor package, which does not feature any of those because I didn't have those at the time. We got efficiency beacons up here. How fast would we need to produce artillery shells? Artillery shells is only 10 pieces per rocket, so we need to produce 20 a minute. That's only 0.33 a second. Are these fast enough though? I think these are not fast enough to continuously launch actually. We do have Mark III speed modules now, we could make some of those. Now we're at 1.93 and still at minus 80% energy consumption. How is that thing? Alright, so this will work actually. Now I think it's something like you need to produce 1.86 rocket parts a second to enable continuous launching. Okay, this thing is affected by 4 beacons, so surely we can throw these in here and still have minus 80%. Now producing 0.38 shells a second. That is enough, isn't it? That is 23 shells a minute. Okay, let's see how this works. So I guess the bottom part will stay the same. I guess the bottom part will stay the same. We can simply test this by or we can do something dumb. We need to buffer up artillery shells somehow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is good. We're gonna test this. We're gonna test it this way. Thanks. Hey, Mike Croy. I'm butchering that. Thanks. I don't know what language to read it in. Thanks, Mike Royce, for the 2 months of subscriptions. We can build shells on Gleba, but we won't have the time. We're gonna go orbital strike. We're just gonna go there, take over the planet, cheese some stuff really hard, and hopefully be done with dealing with Gleban enemies completely after that. Question mark. Okay, this needs 3 explosives a second, 1.5 tungsten, and 0.4 radars and calcite. That seems manageable. Okay, we're just gonna do a quick test here. That should be fast enough. And if I'm requesting these, okay, we are launching them, or we are loading them on the rocket. Except the rockets are not being made, obviously. I don't think I should actually try to get it from there. We're probably gonna cannibalize these rocket silos to do this. It's a little bit annoying because this is in the way. Maybe we'll just grab the silos and the beacons, leave the rest in place, and temporarily put it here or something. I don't know yet. Anyway, let's just first do the test. We'll do the test first. One thing at a time. This is rocket fuel. I've got blue chips and low density structures. And a bunch of loaders. Okay, so we got everything laying on the ground now. Now we can see if this silo will continuously launch. The gi is a little bit big today. Okay, so this should launch automatically. The next rocket is being made. It is being launched. Will the rocket be ready before the doors close? Yes. Alright, the rocket is already ready. We'll check it out once more. So now we gotta know, okay, this is also already fully loaded. This thing is now producing. Will this guy stop producing before the next insertion session? That's then the question. Like, will the ground buffer fill up again? Okay, the rocket is ready just in time. Only just though. I didn't pay attention if this guy was stopped crafting or not. It does look like it's crafting continuously. That should not be the case, it should stop at some point. I guess we can put Mark III speed modules in there as well. Okay, the launches seem to be continuous, but it does look like the assembler is not fast enough. I know, it does stop. It does stop working. It does stop working. Alright, it is fast enough. Okay, this is promising then. Okay, let's try to see. Let's see, is the belt stuff working? So we get these shells here, they're put on the belts. Alright. And then they just go. These belts are blocked. Just by hooking them up to a cable and flicking this button. So if I just do this, the shells are loaded again. That's all. That's all there is to it. So that's the way we're gonna send them down from Gleba. We have 57 or so shells on the belt. Somewhere. There comes the next batch. Alright, so that's gonna fill up then. That is working. Alright, that's not bad. Question is, can we... We have got Mark 3 speed modules now. I think we don't need to make any changes really. We don't need to make any changes, everything is working. We just need to design the actual stuff then. How much production do we need to sustain these? That is the question. I guess we can just multiply the inputs by 4. That's 12.5 explosives. It looks like we are designing this in editor mode. 12.5 explosives a second, that is what we need. Then half of that. Okay, but that's not really a requirement, but we need 6.25 of those tungsten things. We can just prioritize those from science. That's not really something which we need to design. Calcite. Yeah, calcite is also not something which we need to design. 2 calcite a second, or 1.6 I suppose. That is like 1/10 of a yellow belt. We can just leach that as well. So far it sounds not too bad. And then the last ingredient is radars. Also 1.6 a second. That might be... That's a fair amount of production actually. Radars are not that cheap and 1.6 a second is a noticeable amount. So we're mostly worried about the bottom two. This is just belting it in. This is what we actually need to make. Explosives and radars. Let's start with explosives. 12.5 a second. I guess we're using a rare chemical plant. That makes 0.8 a second, but that's already pretty good. Ah no, wait, 0.8. So I guess a regular one makes 0.5. So that's 25 explosive assemblers. Chemical plants. It's a slow recipe, 4 seconds I believe. Yeah, not the 1.6 calcite a second. How is radars pronounced then? Is it radar? Radar? That sounds very Dutch, so that's why I'm saying radar. That's what you would expect, given the rest of English words. Radar, radar. 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 What am I saying then? Radar. Oh yeah, r, not w, but r. English people don't like rs. They like whiz. I forgot about that as well. Right, we don't need rare explosives though. We just need regular explosives. Alright, so let's say we need 25 of those machines. I'll say 28. That's like half a yellow belt of sulfur. We'll try to produce half a yellow belt of sulfur. But technically we need 12.5 divided by 4. I know it's 25. You have 25 machines. Yeah, so 6.25. So we could put productivity and the explosives, but I think we're just gonna go low power usage, so efficiency modules, because we don't have much power. So that's for the sulfur, and I guess also for the coal. Apparently now we are using units, even though before I wasn't. So that's a single yellow belt split between coal and sulfur to make explosives. Do I have rare plants in stock? If not, I'll just use regular ones. We do have rare ones in stock, so we might as well use them. Okay, so that changes the ratio a bit. It doesn't change the ratio, but it does change the amount of machines we need. Now it's 12.5 divided by 0.8. So that's 16 machines. And I think we'll just throw efficiencies in there. $16 is a pleasant number. .4 a second. Technically a regular inserter should be able to do that. We are still launching those things up. That means it can really be as simple as having a yellow belt come in. I don't have editor extensions enabled, that's annoying. And just grabbing that off the belt. Outputting 0.8 explosives, so that's the same. I guess we gotta pipe some water in there. Water, we need to actually make water as well, I forgot about that. Maybe I should have shipped in the explosives from Norvis. But then again, 80,000 explosives, that is a lot of explosives. Is it though? $160 launches, is it not? Yeah, that was maybe doable. Right, we're making it here now, we are committed. So that's the explosives we need. And then it can also be just a yellow belt out. And if explosives fits on a single yellow belt, that means the rest also fits on a yellow belt. We could do a red belt. And then just have the tungsten come in from the other side. Alright. As well as coal. And we still need to make the radars. Not coal, calcite. Alright. So that means we don't really have space on top of here. That's unfortunate. So yeah, we will have to do it down here, but technically that means the bluebells will come in handy again. We can just do something like that on top of all of the stations. And we should be good to go. I guess we will test it with all 4. Get rid of the infinity chests. Okay, that one was misplaced apparently. Right, we'll reset. We'll reset everything. The rocket was still flying. Alright. So this we have, coal we have, sulfur we need next. Sulfur. 3.2 a second from a rare plant. We need 6.2, so that sounds very easy. Water. It sounds so easy that we can actually just do this perhaps. And that is sulfur. So we no longer need this guy. Now we need to make the petroleum gas. Oh god. 48 a minute, so it's 100 petroleum gas a minute. I'm not gonna go advanced coal liquefaction here, I think. I need to crack it down anyway. We might as well go advanced coal liquefaction then. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, we gotta build it separately. Oh, how do we even calculate this? This is gonna be a pickle. Alright. I don't think I've got more rare quality oil refineries here. I think I'm gonna make this in basic format, because I have no idea what we're gonna be needing for that. Alright, the numbers get easier. 2 coal a second. And some steam. Oh god, we need to make steam as well. Okay, everything is more complicated here, it seems. But it flat out creates 2 petroleum gas a second. We need 100. We are also cracking down light oil into petroleum gas. And we're cracking down heavy oil into light oil, and that goes then also into petroleum gas. So basically we just gotta count how much petroleum gas does this net us. If we don't use any productivity, it's gonna be we're gonna lose a quarter in this conversion. So we start with 18. We'll be left with 13.5 light oil. Then we add the light oil which we produce here, which is 4 a second. So we'll end up with 20.5 light oil, and that we'll lose 1/3 of. So one of these makes 13.5 petroleum gas a second if we crack down everything. We need 100 a second. There's about 6 of those, right? No? 7, 8. Okay, so 8 oil refineries should do the job. We'll be using 8 oil refineries then. Seven and a half perhaps. That's a yellow belt of coal. Alright, we gotta do it again. 20.5 times 2 divided by 3 times 7.5. Let's say that. 102, that is more than 96 what we need. So yes, a yellow belt of coal is enough to provide all the petroleum gas then. So yellow belt of coal comes in, we have 10 of these things. Alright, it's a temporary setup, so we don't really need to care too much. Wait, I'm making a mistake. I guess chat already saw it. Maybe not. The output of oil, yeah, 18 heavy oil a second, but we need to put back in 5 heavy oil a second. So we actually only get 13. The entire equation is not valid then. We get out 13 heavy oil a second, not 18. Alright, so we gotta redo it. Now we know how to do it though. 13. We lose a quarter in the conversion to light oil. Then we add light oil. And then we lose a third in the conversion to petroleum gas. We add the 2 petroleum gas, actually, I forgot about that. So we'll be producing 11.1. That's 9 of these. Alright, that's 9 of those. Which means we need 18 coal a second, so we need to provide a red belt of coal. Alright. Am I going to regret not going for simple coal liquefaction? need to crack everything, but we don't need to make steam. Although we can get steam just from using this sulfuric acid right here, which is currently not really used for anything but making rocket parts. I guess we'll continue with advanced coal liquefaction. We gotta learn that sometime. That means we just want to route this back in here. And steam then needs to come from somewhere, from the acid boiling. That requires calcite as well, but that should be fine. This makes 2k steam a second, so that is going to be more than plenty. And here we just put the sulfuric acid in, so that's going to be easy. Alright. And calcite. Okay, that's the steam part. Right. Okay, the constant rocket launching sound is a bit annoying. I don't think that's a separate secret setting. Maybe game effects, we can tune that down for now. Yeah, it's a lot more manageable. Sorry about that, I should have done that before. How many artillery freighters? One. One artillery freighter. It's gonna look like this with the belt weaving, as you probably are used to from me. Alright, there's a lot of steps involved into making explosives, apparently. The raiders, they are just iron and copper, so we don't need to do any oil stuff for that. Yeah, I think for the rest we don't need to bother with oil stuff at all, so we can just continue doing this. Okay, 9. Steam is easy, heavy oil. The weird thing is, if we want heavy oil to go here first, we actually want to pump it away. Because this just instant transmissions back into the input, but the pump takes time to move fluid. So that's very counterintuitive, but that should just work without any circuit conditions or whatever. This is what we want. Then we need to figure out how much oil we need to crack down. 13 times 9 a second. There's gonna be a lot. It's actually not too bad. 13 times 9. 117 a second, and this thing does 20 a second. Which means we need 6 of those. We can make it compact. Do we do that? With the flipping stuff. Alright, here that also... Oh, we need so much water for this. Is water going to be a problem? Condensed water. Makes 90 water a second from 1000 steam. Okay, that might be a problem. This is already 90 water a second. We're gonna need to do the cracking anyway, even if we use simple coal liquefaction, so there's no getting out of that. But this is quite a bit of resources. I guess we can connect this sulfuric acid. That is from a good source somewhere up here, 120,000. So looks like we're gonna be needing that, because this is only enough to fuel these 6. Holy moly, that is not great. I kinda just want to align that up with the refineries. All right. Keeping the pattern going. Then light oil, that makes 36 a second and 90. So 126 a second for this recipe. And those eat up 15, so that's 9 of those. And 9 of those. It just fits in here. Then we might just, this is too much, but you know, for symmetry we might just fill those in into the design. Is that not part of game effects? I put 7 in the calculator while I said 4. I did now account for the feedback. Maybe the comment was older already and I just didn't see it. Okay, these 3 are technically unnecessary. Let's rotate them. We're gonna be testing this before relying on it, so we should find out. Any inconsistencies? That means we're gonna need another 1.5 of these things. That means we're gonna need at least 2 of these things over here. Yes, they are unrotated now, but that will work. Just connect it in the corners. That is light oil connected. Water connected. Guess water connects perhaps on the other side. Somehow I think that's something else than game effects. Environment. Ah, yeah, I think there we go. Alright, that seems to be the right ratio to consume everything. And then we just need to hook these up to each other. So let's offset that one on this side. This is a big installation just to make a couple of temporary artillery shells. We do want modules and everything. Okay. I guess we can test the oil ratio here just to see how it's going. Fulgora isn't doing anything. We got the lightning stuff going on though. Those things have quite the range. All right. So the reason I'm doing it here is we can then look in the fluid stuff if we get enough out of there. On Vulcanus there already is stuff in the fluids, so it's difficult to see if we're actually producing enough. Let's also grab this stuff. We actually need to fine-tune this still. I think for now though I'll just spawn in coal. We'll spawn in the coal. Oh, inserters, I forgot about those. 2 a second, which means 2 inserters. Okay, fortunately, that is not too hard. And we'll just pretend the I think we gotta do heavy oil first, because that fills up everything instantly. Then we delete the heavy oil. There should be 2 sessions of heavy oil in there, and this should not have priority. Okay, so this stays in there. Let's see if this works. And then we steam it up. And we need to delete any petroleum gas that comes out of there. And I forgot to put water in here. Alright, so we didn't get the startup effect. Yeah, let's rotate these, because those are not part of the system. We'll try to speed it up. It's probably still almost 3 times speed. Alright, so we got a bit of production. This is producing constantly. It does not seem that we have any trouble. This pipe is empty all the time, but this just instantly fills up anyway. Alright. The pump is actually the slow factor here. Let's see if light oil is empty. Light oil is empty and petroleum gas is automatically emptied through this pipe. So what are the numbers? We are producing... That's a good question. 6.3k? 6.4? 6.2? That's what we get out of here. And 5400 steam is being consumed. How about water? 13k a minute. Then the question is, how much did we actually need? Right, 96. Alright, so we are good then. We need 96. We are producing about 100 a second if we divide it by 60. So we are slightly above as designed. Looks like we are good then. Now we just need to make sure we produce enough water and steam. This is literally 90 steam a second. So that's not a lot. And then water. Let's say 13k flat. Oh, it's been a long time since we heard some Fulgora songs. That is 216 water a second. One of those chemical plants makes 90, so 2.4. So 3 chemical plants should be more than enough to make the water. Back to Vulcanus. There goes the song. So yeah, we got 3 of those. And we know that one of these supplies 2. Something like that. We can make it look nice. And then we need another one. Which then just outputs the steam into this guy. Where's the water pipes? Water pipe is here and here. It's not really a line that great. Something like that, maybe. It's not great. It is what it is. So that's the max distance here. I guess we can build it as close as this. And then we just need sulfuric acid coming in and calcite. Alright, so that we can do. I like the one output going directly to steam. I did like that too. Can that backfire? Technically, it should be fine. We might even be better off if I mean, if calcite comes in, if that stuff comes in here, we can then just loop this around. Alright, so maybe we will connect water in the end then. Just have one output going then. Okay, those could be the inputs. Those could be the outputs. That's not great. We get some inserters here for calcite actually, so we don't have any underground pipes going like that. Can have like a pipe buffer thing going on or something. And we can still walk through it like this. Okay, that's sufficiently horrible again. Alright, this can be yellow, it's calcite. This is cool. We did forget about the inserters. And then we can just slot that in completely-ish. Something as such. Alright, realistically calcite is just gonna come in from somewhere over here. Alright, was that everything? Is that boiled down to the most basic components? Power lines, yes, that's the curse of switching on global network. I don't even know what we have in stock on Vulcanus. We don't have everything which we could want. Oh really? Okay, 100k plastics is what does that, I guess. Okay, we need to tune that down then. I forgot about we don't have infinite space available. Alright, one problem for the real playthrough already caught. Okay, that one is just about to go. Okay, this one just has too much signs on board still, so it will actually work out. It will work out. Okay, let's leave it at 100k and see what happens. Question is, are these loaded with plastic? Are these loaded with plastic before they check there is space on the ship? That could be bad. Or this one, this one. There's space for 2 launches. And we are loading all the rockets. So yeah, okay. The rockets are loaded before checking if there is space. So that could be bad. That could actually gridlock them. Okay, let's not get too sidetracked. We'll change it to 80k in the actual game. So calcite, cool. We need power lines now. We were checking if we had any fancy power lines. And I don't think we do. We just have these regular ones a lot. So let's design with those. Alright, so we get this. And then the rocket is ready to launch, but won't launch because there's no space on board. But this is on the... it will block the rockets. So basically if another ship comes in, that might be a problem because the rockets are blocked. So we cannot have that. Vulcanus. I will just ignore that for now. Okay, so these power lines might actually be good if we just put them there. Okay, we need to connect it to power. We can put a big one here to power this inserter. And this to power those. Right. Fairly easy. Pump is powered as well. Probably would be good to connect these up here in the end. Sure. That'll do. Sulfuric acid, calcite, that just comes in. We make water from the steam. We use the steam together with heavy oil that is produced with the coal that is coming in. That all makes petroleum gas, and the petroleum gas is then used to make sulfur with more water. Right, more water. 60 water a second. No, 48. It's also 100 water a second. So we need another one of these. Annoyingly. There can be no productivity in there. I think this is gonna work out. We're still gonna have the steam. Now we also need to connect this to the system up there. At least the water. I think this is too large of a gap, 1 by 1 tile. So So maybe we'll offset it by 1, have the water come in here. Like such. Oh yeah, the petroleum gas. Same story, I suppose. That should be that. We need power lines for here. That would be alright. Big power line. Sure. More coal. Already preloaded on half a belt. How much coal though? That was exactly half a yellow belt, I think. And this is... I think we can share that. That's 18 coal and... plus 18 is less than 30, so... yes, we can. No calcite is needed up here. We do need calcite for the artillery shells themselves. So maybe it's gonna be these two together on a belt. Since calcite is already flowing here. That's a normal splitter. Cool. Cool. I guess if we want to load coal on the top, it's easy to load coal on the bottom actually. But then I cannot have my normal splitter. So sure. Oh, we can load it on the top right here. That's the bottom. Okay, that means we basically just need to change this. Coal goes on the bottom. Yeah, that will be fine. Oh, and all of these need to rotate then. Yes, a little bit more annoying than I thought. Flip those around as well. Okay. Calcite is supposed to go on the other side of the belt. Explosives comes out over here now. That's a bit of an ugly belt. It could go just through here. Technically, we don't really need those. No, that's not nice either. You can just bring him over the top instead. That's maybe better. Aesthetically. Have him come out something like that. Almost looks like it goes straight, especially because the power pole hides that. Alright, that is better. So we got explosives done and calcite done. Those things are done, then it's just radars. I think the explosives side of things is completely done. Then it's the question, how close do we want to build it? And the answer is probably... something like that. Alright, that's one half of the story. It should be a red belt because of the explosives. And then this needs to somehow fit under here. Sort of symmetrical. Or at least in such a way that it makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense. Now the coal goes by down here. We just need to belt it up. Probably through here and have it come in from the other side. And calcite is the same story. There is some calcite coming up. I guess we just grab it from this belt over here. It should be doable. Okay, I hope the radars will turn out to be easier. I'm still not sure if I missed something. Orbital bombardment is kind of a metaphor, but there is one tiny in-between step gonna be, but it's pretty much gonna be orbital bombardment, except we're bombarding ourselves mostly. One hour in editor mode, yeah, I guess so. This is a big design. Alright, radars then, 1.6 a second. Should I just connect it to the stuff to see if it does what it needs to do? I think we should connect it to the stuff to see if it does what it needs to do. Sulfuric acid is coming here. This is the rich source, so we'll use that one. It needs to go to here. This is too large for a pipe gap. So we're underground belting the stone then. Do I flip this? No, I'm not gonna flip that. It looks a little bit out of place. Alright. That'll do. So that will be the actual sulfuric acid. I don't think I'm gonna actually connect calcite and stone. We're gonna spawn those in. It's gonna be annoying for the blueprint as well if we do that. We need a little bit of heavy oil in the system to start it off. I guess we can temporarily connect it to there, so I'm not really gonna bother. Let's see if that works. I think that might not be enough. Oh, maybe this. Yeah, we really... Yeah, it is working. It won't gridlock. Everything has filled up. Despite we are actively trying to pump it away. It's so funny. This new fluid system. If you want to prioritize fluid to one location, you need to pump it away to the other location. That is very intuitive, right? Mission accomplished. Make the fluid system more intuitive. Oh yeah, it does appear that something is happening. And indeed we have the explosives and calcite on a belt. Let's clear it. That's belt 1. And the other belt is going to be this. Switch on global electric network again. That will resume the launches. I'm gonna assume that is good. So 1.6 radars per second left to produce. This produces 4 radars per second. Okay, but it takes 80 resources a second, so we are going to be inserter limited on this one for sure. We're gonna need 10,000 radars. 50,000 electronic circuits. We don't have those in stock, I don't think. I was thinking, should I automate circuits? We have circuits automated right here, I think. But we'll probably just have to design all the entire thing again. Alright, let's try to get something that makes 1.6 radars a second, just so we can see the ratios. That's 2.4. 1.5. Alright, so it's basically 16 iron, 8 gears and 8 circuits then. Should be easy. Let's work our way back. That makes 3.75. Okay, that's not that easy. We need 16. I guess we could use one uncommon one. I think we have that, so that would work. That is 16 iron plates a second. I think gears are a bit more friendly. Let's make 6 gears a second. We need 8. Alright, that's also... Okay, that's more than an upgrade away. Do I have rare foundries left over here? I hope I still left me some. Did I not leave myself any rare foundries? Let's get out of editor mode. I have 2 rare foundries. I can spend 2 rare foundries. Okay, that's not too many. I guess we'll just use 2 regular ones. Alright. We can pretty much do some form of direct insertion, I think. Let's design one of these and then we'll just copy it. So if we do 1, we need 4 gears a second. That is easy enough. That's 4 gears a second. We need then 8 iron plates a second, which is slightly more annoying, but still doable. So we can do something cursed, perhaps. That might work. Is that enough though? I think so. These are almost 8 by themselves. I think that's fast enough. We won't test it now, but then we need circuits. We need circuits as well for a second. From one of these EM plants. That is 6 circuits, or 6 a second, so that's plenty fast. It needs 12 copper cable a second, so we get a copper thing in the back. That is 12 copper cable a second, so that's perfect. That does need 7 inserters though. Alright, and then out comes, I guess, 0.8 radars a second, which is a regular inserter. That's what comes out. It's fairly easy, I think. I think we are still having plastic problems though. I probably have miscalculated something with the entire plastics ordeal. It doesn't look like we are bringing in enough plastics for 2k SPM purple at all. .8 to 4.8k a minute. I thought I set myself up for over 4 belts, but maybe it's not the case. No, that's not true. But that's less than 2 belts of plastics, right? 18, 36, 54. No, it's less than 3 belts of plastics. That number sounds familiar. So maybe the ships are just too slow? I mean, here we are fine. I guess we worry about that a bit later, just trying to get a clue of what's going on. Oh yeah, we need iron on the electric circuits as well, that is true. Forgot about those. Okay, we'll ignore the plastics problem for now. We are in editor mode anyway, we just know that we can expect something like it. Alright, explosives looks like it's backing up, so that's a good sign. And this silo, okay, it's backing up because one silo is not active. We are silo limited at the moment. Okay, looks like the water is... We're using more water than I thought, or this one is just not connected. Alright. Ooh. Okay, now disconnected. Let's see if the water pipe fills up. Okay, sulfur is producing constantly now, so that's good. Alright, and we start to have water in the pipe, I think. Okay, we'll check back at that a little bit later. For now, we also need iron in here. I guess that's another iron plant. 4 iron a second, but we don't need the full 6 circuits, so 1 should be plenty. Okay, it looks like these are just gonna... be 1 tile bigger than the other side. I think we need 3, but let's just use 4. We're sticking out 2 tiles here. Okay, that is better perhaps. And then we'll just mirror the entire thing. With 1 tile of space in between perhaps. And then the raiders can come out symmetrically this way or that way or whatever. So now we just need to count how much... Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so yeah, we are definitely going to need to borrow the silos there and stop science production, or at least one of the 2 science productions needs to be stopped. Which is probably fine. By the time we build this, we might have... Okay, we don't have 1200 yet, because... Why? Again, what is... Coal. We don't get enough quality coal to get rid of all the quality tungsten, apparently. I see. Basically I have to do this in reversed order. This guy has to work first. Alright, that's 2 problems to solve. This guy has to work first. And the other thing I forgot already. Dang it. Ah yeah, the plastics. Plastics and carbon for quali tang. Rang, fine. Those are 2 problems. Let's make a save here. It's been a while. Editor mode. I don't know too why you need to do everything with... you know, there could be some tech like hand size so that the inserters could pick up more than one item at least, that would already help. But yeah, faster inserters would be pretty welcome as well. So it's probably not a bug report, but maybe an idea and suggestion kind of thing on the forums. Alright, I'm just gonna pretend I need the full shenanigans, so 40, 65, that's 100 iron, 200, 250 iron, 250 molten iron a second from lava. That's 3 of these guys. We'll just toss the stone in the lava somewhere again. And copper we need 40 a second, so that's just 1. Okay, that's the entirety what we need for radars, I think. So that's all the building blocks. It is probably the easiest to build it somewhere close to the lava. Maybe just even... I don't really want to mix it up with science. I don't want a super long supply line of radars either, but maybe we'll just have to do that. At least they stack small into a chest. That is maximum 500 lava a second. Yeah, we could just build... I don't know. I don't think we'll do that. Alright, let me... Yes, I think this is in a fixed location. So it wouldn't be too bad to have this either besides. We have the copper pipe. We'd have the copper pipe on the inside. Iron pipe is going to be here. Copper pipe, yeah, copper pipe on the inside kind of makes sense. We'll use the lattice walk through their setup with the underground pipes. Okay, that could be how it comes in. That looks alright. We didn't test this at all though, so that's a minor issue. I guess we will test it before actually doing something with that. Could have it come out here and those plates come in from that side somewhere. They are being produced over there, so kind of makes sense they could come in from over here. Means this entire thing can go one tile to the front. Something like that. Alright. Let's have a test before those radars are finished there. This can be entirely yellow belt actually. So for now, I'm just gonna give it an infinity pipe. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. We just have to get the radar production number over here. It's between 96 and 120 a minute, which seems plenty fast. Yeah, we're producing about 70 shells a minute. So 70 radars a minute would be fast enough, and we are faster than that. So that should back up again. And we can just pipe in the lava and the calcite. It's a limited production, so we could just make the stone into landfill. It doesn't play well. That could be iron. And that could be copper. We just need to flop lava in there. And calcite. Always forget about the calcite. Oh, this is taking a lot more time than I thought it would, this designing. Okay, more calcite. That means the lava infinity pipe can go. Okay, now we get the stone production. Forgot about the stone production. Wait, lava infinity pipe should stay. I'm not very smart. It is the calcite which is good. Okay, alright, there we go. Radar production is backing up though, so that's good. How is the water over here? Water pipe is now full. Steam is full. I think we're good on explosives front. This one is still not launching because I cannot really test it until that is all going. We'll have to just do a complete reset and see if it gets up to speed. But I think we are pretty good here. So now the question is, how much stone are we producing here? I could belt the stone back in the lava. I think I'll just make landfill from it. Yeah, let's have an educated guess here. Well, this is going to be tough, but we can do an order of magnitude kind of test. Alright, so we said we need 1.6 radars a second. A radar consists of 25 iron plates, 10, 10 and 5. And we need, that's all we need. We need 10,000 radars in total. Let's say we overproduce a little, 12,000 radars. That's 300,000 iron. That's already flawed because we're making gears directly. And gears got a better productivity bonus on there. But we're trying to overestimate here. We're trying to overestimate. We will do the 50% productivity bonus of the foundry though. So 200,000 iron plates worth of lava. It is... Okay, I should not do that because that's in this number over here. Let's say 7 iron per plate. That sounds about right. 7 molten iron per plate, 2.1 million molten iron. So we divide it by 94 and multiply it by 3.75. That's the amount of stone we get out of that. And then we divide it by 50 for landfill. That makes 1600 landfill in iron. Plus a bit for the copper. So it's not that much more. Let's say 2400 landfill. That's a chest of landfill. So I think yeah, we can just make landfill from this. It will produce 1 chest of landfill for our 10,000 artillery shells. That's the order of magnitude estimation. Maybe I'm off, but hopefully not by an order of magnitude. That was the entire point. Alright, so now we're just gonna reset the whole thing. Like that. And I'm gonna try to speed it up a bit, but yeah, the days of speeding up are mostly behind us. Oh yeah, half a chest of landfill even. That stacks to 100, yeah, not to 50. You're right. Okay, so the rockets are ready. We just need to design the input belt, but we can just copy this system over here or lead those belts around. Now we are waiting for... wait. Heavy oil. Okay, we know heavy oil, the start worked, so we'll just do this. We need to prime it with heavy oil. And ideally, it needs to happen a little bit at the same time. I can even delete it again. As long as these are full. Okay, that's an honest startup. Let's see if things start to get launching. There comes the rockets. Here comes the explosives and the calcite. It's looking promising. We gotta get up and stretch. That's a good point. It's a good moment to do it as well, actually. Since we're waiting around now a bit to see if everything works. There goes the first rocket and the second. And then we just hope to see no doors close and rockets just launch immediately, basically. How many artishells does a rocket hold? 10. So we need 1,000 launches, that is why we're setting it up this big. With a setup this size, it will take about 2 hours to launch everything, instead of 8 hours from a single rocket silo. Alright, everything is backing up on the ends of the bells here, including explosives. Probably should delete this part, but we can actually see if it's backing up. All of this should back up fully. Okay, we might throw a speed module in there if it turns out water is insufficient. Doesn't look like this guy is producing all the time. I think we do have a water problem. I kind of estimated we would not need another one of those, but it appears that we do. Let's throw a single speed module in there. Okay, that was not the issue. What was it? Kinda must be. Because this can completely put away the amount we need for here. This is only 10 steam a second though. It's hardly anything. It's almost not possible that it's that close. I think this is ideally though, and this is when we are short on water, so it does appear we are short on water. Let's just throw the speed module in there and see what happens. I guess we can just up the quality instead. We have some better quality available. Steam pipe is full. And we'll up the water thing as well then. That way we can just keep using the regular efficiency modules. Okay, now the water pipe is filling up. Hopefully that should do good for the explosives as well and the sulfur. Alright, let's see. I think that's looking good again. Yeah, explosives are clearly backing up now. So that's basically about as good as we wanted. Quality and modules allow you two types of easy outs if something is working under designed specification. Unless, of course, input you're like input starved, then it doesn't really work, but that's not really the case here. Alright, that's our design then. Time to blueprint it, I suppose. Snap it to the grid, and the rest we'll figure out in the actual world. That is enough time spent in editor mode. So now we can just paste that over here. It's gonna delete a lot of trees here though, but so be it. Right, it's in there. Let's save the editor, and then we can actually go back to the real save. But I'm gonna just take a quick 2 or 3 minute break. Meanwhile, we'll leave this on to see if everything goes as it should, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, things are looking fine. We might not have enough power. This is the accumulator charge over time, but we are still producing signs. Okay, so we definitely just want to switch off these silos and science production then during the 2 hours it takes. Okay, that looks beautiful. Say 90 a minute. Right, with 90 a minute and we need 10,000 shells on board. That's under 2 hours of production, 111 minutes. Let's say 2 hours. We'll need 2 hours to produce. 2 hours of no science launching into space. We can do that. Alright, so let's go back to the real world then. I'm gonna save again with the view on here. We got the blueprint, and then we can first fix the 2 problems we figured out during the design process, the problems with the base. Because that's the advantage of designing in your base. Okay, this is not yet backed up, but looks like quality coal was the limiting factor there. And we basically want this to go to the back one first. Or at least in some part, I suppose. Okay, now this one is going, which means this belt can never get blocked, which means this can keep going. And this can keep going. We're almost there though. We need 1200 of the things. We've got almost 1000. So that's good. And the second problem was ships running out of space. Because I wanted to put more stuff on board than was physically possible. I'm not really sure where the plastic problems are coming from. I think it's because I wait too long. I'm gonna stop waiting too long. More flights is better, I think. Let's try to fly more often. And that might solve the plastic issue all by itself. Okay, this ship has just arrived on Novis. This used to be 888 seconds. Let's put it back to 10 minutes. I think we need to fly more often. More time passed. We want the request satisfied, but if nothing empties out, we still need to deliver plastics. I suppose? We were dropping all the plastics already, and we are nowhere near ready to fly. I think I'll just drop the plastics and try to fly out to Novis with this ship. This one is on the way back to... This one is on the way to Novis as well. Okay, that's a bad idea. Bad idea. That will really up the plastics stuff too much. I'll try to get some more plastics on the ship, but not that much more. That should stop science production by itself already as well. If I suddenly request 40k science less on the ship, that should have an effect on production as well, since the buffer is now smaller. Alright, we'll try it like this. Yeah, 2 hours of production and 2 hours of designing. If the design was only half as big, that is a good ratio, I would say. Half as big of a design wouldn't save half the design time, but it would double the production time. How does it fit onto the flaming trees here? Flaming tree here. Okay, this one is gonna go. That one can stay. There's a bunch of stuff here. We're gonna lose a couple. It's inevitable. This radar was in the way, but this is in the same chunk here. So I'm just gonna plop it in there. Technically, I can leave the silos in place. I just need to steal the beacons and stop the signs flowing in. I think we're gonna do the poor man's construction bot thing again. Poor man's logistics bots thing. I need a requester chest. A single one. And we can just add the blueprint in there. And figure out what we need. Do I put the belts in there? I think this is... Yeah, I think we'll just put everything in there. We'll put a couple extra belts in there. Yellow belts as well. I think we also use some of those. I guess a stack of splitters of each type. We need to build more stuff anyway. I don't have yellow splitters anymore. Don't think we're using them, so that's fine then. Alright. So we got the belts. Belts, belts. Belts, belts, belts. Loaders are belts. Right, 2 regular assembling machines. Where the heck did those come from? Ah, those are for the raiders, alright. But we can use these. It's fine. 2 uncommon foundries. Power lines. EM plants. Pump. Infinity pipes and chests, we don't have those. Rocket silos we probably won't. 300 pipes. We'll do 400. Six stacks of these. Probably need more regular efficiency modules. But I kinda overspent, so maybe we don't. Do I still have some? No, but we can make them, I suppose. In fact, let's start doing that right now. I'm just missing a handful. There's quality in there. So we'll get some better ones out of that as well. Let's leave like 2400. Sounds like a good number. All right. Okay, that'll make the rest of those. Where am I? I'm somewhere up there. Right. I'm gonna put the rest in a different chest. Where are those? Those are from the beacons. Actually, I'm gonna steal the beacons, so I don't need to worry about those. Everything is efficiency modules in here. I don't need any other modules than efficiency. I'm pretty sure. Maybe some of these. Let's put those in there and delete them. Alright, 200 of those. We are still making them. Maybe 250. Those we don't need. Ah, wait. No, we do need those. Those are for the silos to make them fast enough. Six, 5, 5. Yeah, we need 21 good speed modules. Which means we need 14 sets of ingredients. Uh, 14 tungsten, and I hope we have enough of those. We might not. 14 times 4 is 56. We have 44 of those. I could recycle these, trying to get some better components, but that sounds not great. I probably need to make a couple of these as well then. Which means I probably need to make a bunch of speed ones. And I don't really have that much stuff anymore. Do I have something on the spaceship still? No, just those. I could request those right now as a one-time request. So we have those available on Novi's. This should work. Automatic request. There we go. My automation coming in handy. There comes the construction bots. Alright, so we're just making those on Novi's then. We don't need to worry about those. It was such a good moment when I found out that, well, construction bots are targeted by worms. Logistics bots, in fact, are not. So that comes in quite handy now. Alright, that's a launch. Alright, so we'll just wait for those to arrive. And then I can make my Mark III modules. So none of this BS. Just need 14 of those shiny discs. And I have a lot of those. Convenient. Alright. We need to produce a multiple of 2. So that will get me the 21 speed modules I need. As soon as this guy decides to come back. Alright, this is good stuff. A second launch complete. It's on the way. That means we can delete the request again. And I suppose I'll just add that to over here. So they are sent down upon arrival. On the way, no, not on the way 4. Forgot about that. We have lost our 4 modules. We'll have to launch those back up again. Oh, that's fairly annoying. I have to go grab those as well, because if I don't... I will forget about them. And the other ship won't send all 100 down. Alright, so let's put those in a chest where I hopefully will remember them. Alright, so we don't need those. We do need the 21 Mark III speed modules. Those are on the way. Let's continue. 4, say 3 and 2 stacks of inserters. Those we have. That's those done. A stack of power lines. Those are gone. 16 rare ones, those are in the silo. We have those though, so that's fine. Those are in the silos. 62 beacons. Okay, we have those as well. No, we're gonna steal those as well. So I did not need to grab them. We got, I guess, 18 rare ones. And 18 regular ones, if I have those. Don't think I do. So I'll have to make them. Some gear, some pipes. And electronic circuits. $18 of those, handcrafted. On the way. Alright. I've got bad news. The van battery seems to be empty. It looks like we're not going to get to build it this time. I'll try to finish at least collecting the stuff. Dang it. It was supposed to be a little bit more sunny today. 12 foundries. Now my laptop is on its own battery mode without being connected to the van battery, which is probably a challenge. 9 oil refineries. I think we had some of those as well. 6 of those. Some normal inserters. 12 foundries. I don't know what those are used for, but sure. Rocket silos, no. Those are being finished right now. Yes, a part of the year I'm indeed streaming from a van. And usually I try to be connected to hookup power. Like land power, or however it's called. But currently I'm not, because it was supposed to be sunny enough and I'm not at a campsite. But looks like that has come to bite me in the behind. We got those, we got those. all that's left is the 21 modules. Is that ship already here? It is. So those should be ready to collect right here. Nice. It's working. Who would have thought that automation works in Factorio? Not me. Let's throw those in. We'll throw them in here, obviously. We'll try to speed it up a bit. Have the power network. There we go. Yeah, I'm aiming for twice a week. I'm trying to stick to the Sunday. That usually goes well. Friday streams have been on Saturday for the last couple bit. I want to have the Gleba invasion happening next Sunday, so be sure to tune in on Sunday. That means there's going to be one more stream, either during the week or on Friday or Saturday again, to actually build this and load it onto the Gleba ship. As well as do some other minor tasks maybe, which we find out that still need to happen. But yeah, I'm kinda insisting that the Gleba invasion is gonna happen on Sunday. Sunday is a good day for that. Right, we got 12 and 9 for 21 rare speed modules. I already had 2 in my inventory. So that is everything we need. How's the battery? I think maybe we can get it built. We have everything in a chest. We've got construction bots. So let's at least build it then. I'm gonna save here as end of stream save, just in case battery dies. But let's try to get it built at least. I need my bots. I don't think I need anything else. I've got everything in here. So bot armor on, blueprint. Not everything is going to be built, but the southern part should be built. I'm actually just going to delete let's just see how it works. From the top part, probably not too much is going to be built, but this is the part we worked all stream on, or basically most of the stream on. Let's go, let's get it done. Actually building it, especially with construction bots, is such a small task compared to designing it. Tomorrow it's Sunday too. I guess a lot of you will need to work on tomorrow Sunday. But today Sunday a lot of people are free, I imagine. Takes bots a while. I'm curious how the armor will do once the bots start charging up. It's Vulcanus, so it's probably gonna charge back real soon. It's getting night though. But yeah, the days that bot power was an issue are behind us. Right. So what are we missing? Probably a bunch of modules, beacons and silos. We are missing repair packs. What? Ah, those flaming trees, they have burned down some of that base stuff. We're missing stuff like infinity chests and loaders and whatnot. Who would have thought that we don't have those? And also the rare Raider assemblers, which we decided to make a rare instead of normal. Alright. In case it crashes mid-save. So then the plan is basically for next stream cut off signs, probably by just flipping that and that. Why does this one doesn't have priority input actually? That is a mistake. Maybe we have that here already. Okay, I see. We're just gonna empty these things. Guess we technically don't really need to empty the belts. And then we'll just steal the beacons so the base doesn't run out of power. This is just me practicing. Sec. I have to do that here. At least these have stopped grabbing stuff. We'll just steal the silos as well. That brings them down there. Okay, we'll just pretend that these are empty. And then we're missing repair packs, I suppose. Fine. We are not missing anything for construction though, except infinity chests and loaders, so that looks like we are on the right path. Right. Kind of not very nice to end on this note, but I think that's gonna be it for today. I hope to get this at least working, but it's not to be. It's gonna be more time than my battery can sustain to actually hook up everything, I'm pretty sure. As well, we need to properly switch this off and not just mid-cycle, because that could go wrong very quickly, I think, with these ships. We need to make sure they keep doing their stuff. Got 80k plastics on board though, so that's positive. Alright. Good. So yeah, that's it then for today. I'm not gonna have a long outro, of course, because the battery is dead. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Sorry about the kind of sudden end to the stream. It was not my intention. Next Sunday, the big Gleba invasion, and probably next Friday or Saturday is gonna be the final preparation then. The final preparation, version 2. Check Discord, yeah, alright, I'll do that. Right, so be sure to go in the Discord and push the buttons and all the things if you want to be notified. It's going to be glorious. I hope it's going to be glorious. Either for the Gleba enemies or for me, but glorious either way. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you all next time.